We have one of my favorite students at UF, Muna Oli, raise your hand, Muna, is videoing this, and we're going to try to put it on the Sierra Club website. So keep an eye out for that, and if you're in the Neighborhood Association or in Sierra Club, you should get an email saying how to look up there. I think without any more ado, I'm going to introduce Jimmy Harnsberger, who's the president of the Neighborhood Association, and he'll conduct the forum. And at the end of the forum, you'll indicate that there'll be an opportunity to ask questions, but we'll explain the structure. Okay, Jimmy Harnsberger, thank you.
All right, thanks so much, Dave. All right, so yeah, I'm here, as Dave mentioned, representing the University Park and Neighborhood Association. The UPNA is one of the oldest and most active in the city. It was formed to encourage an appreciation of the neighborhood by its residents and to promote the maintenance and improvement of the neighborhood through community action. Our neighborhood encompasses boundaries of Northwest 13th Street, West University Avenue, Northwest 16th Avenue, Southwest 2nd Avenue, Southwest 27th Street, Northwest 27th Street, and Halltown Creek. First, let me start by thanking each candidate for taking the time to come and respond to our issues and questions. We're going to go through and have you introduce yourselves to the audience. We'll give you about 2 minutes. We have a timekeeper there in the front who will help you keep within the limits, and I'll tell you more about the timing for questions when we get there. So we'll start with Mr. Grundy.
Thank you, Mr. Harnsberger. Well, thank you. I want to thank the UPNA and the Sierra Club for having us today. My name is Armando Grundy. I'm a native Floridian. Not many people can say that anymore. However, I'm proud to say I am from Florida. I served in the United States Army for 8 years as a paratrooper in some prestigious units such as the 82nd Airborne. For many of you that live here in Gainesville, you probably have seen my smiling face strongly advocating and participating at the Gainesville City Commission meetings, the Gainesville City Commission committee meetings, the Library Governing Board, the Alachua County Commission, the Alachua County Charter Review Commission, and currently I serve on the Alachua County Veterans Advisory Board. I am proud to say that I come from a family of two. Both of my parents are public employees, both union members that have served in the government, and I don't come from money. I'm part of the 99%. I work in retail, work for a living, like many folks in my district and community, struggling to put food on their table, pay their bills. I ride the bus and transit to and from work every day, to and from the grocery store every day. So I'm a strong, staunch advocate and have worked hard to support RTS and make it more efficient and see it support through. I am going to ask you on January 31st to vote for Progress, vote for Armando Grundy. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Washington.
Good evening. My name is Ray Washington. I am a candidate for the District 1 seat. A lot of you all aren't residents of District 1, but that's all right. I'm going to any forum that I'm invited to. Mr. Grundy and I and a lady by the name of Yvonne Henson Rawls are running for the District 1 seat. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and not get into any issues until we get into the questions, except for one issue, and I'll tell you why I'm going to do that. I got into this race because neither Mr. Grundy nor Ms. Henson Rawls would answer a question that I asked over a period of weeks, which is, will you come out and make a strong statement to protect the community against the excessive rate hikes that are going to result from the biomass plant? And I didn't actually plan on running. I was hoping I'd get an answer. Mr. Grundy said, not an issue, people don't care about it. Ms. Henson Rawls didn't answer the question. And so at the very last minute, got into the race. Now, my background is, as some of you know, I've been around Gainesville and around Gainesville since 1978. I graduated from Duke University, magna cum laude, put myself through college, by the way, didn't have any parental help, had scholarships. Went to the University of Florida Law School here in town. My family's actually lived within this so-called catchment area for GRU biomass plant since 1866. My great-grandfather was actually one of the rare people who didn't support secession, so he got rewarded with a homestead up in western Columbia County, and all my folks are from around there. I used to come into Gainesville when I was growing up to buy clothes at Wilson's department store over on West University Avenue because it was a lot cheaper. I don't know if any of you remember Wilson's or not. If you do, you can go back a ways, which is actually in the 1st District. I got 15 seconds left. My wife Elizabeth is here. My son Benjamin is here. My 2 sons, John and David, went to the University of Florida as well. My father went to the University of Florida. So I'll give you a little bit more information after we get into the issues. But thank you very much, and I appreciate you all for coming out tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. King.
Well, glad to be here today. Thank you for allowing me to be here. I'm running for the City Commission at large 1 seat. I'm an everyday citizen here in Gainesville that understands how it is to just live in this economy. First of all, I'm a graduate of Gainesville High School, class of 2003. I was also the president of our class. Also, I've been involved in numerous organizations. Gainesville Police Explorers, I was with that program for approximately 5 years, where I was a sergeant in that program. That was a program to help teens become better leaders and to find what they wanted to do in life. Also, I'm a proud worker at the University of Florida for their police department. So I've been there approximately 5 years. I think we have a lot of issues in this community, one of them being safety. That's one of my very, very strong points as well. We've got to keep our community safe. We've got to keep our staffing levels to the right adequate levels. That means we need to grow with the economy of Gainesville. That means that it's unacceptable to have, we get more calls than the county, and so we need to make sure that our staffing is up. Also that our citizen employees, and then we work with the communities such as your neighborhood and our local citizens of Gainesville to make sure we meet the needs of all the safety issues that you have and that we listen. So that's why I'm running. I'm just an everyday citizen. And I also think that, you know what, every path starts with a passion. But I think we got to get to the point where, you know what, we got to make common sense decisions and not just make any decision. And we really need to listen. So again, thank you for your vote on January 31st. And you can go to www.kanecampaign2012.com. And thank you again.
Thank you.
It's not Herman King.
No, he's not Kane.
No. Come on. Mr. Ing.
My name is James Ingle. I'm an electrician and a teacher here in town. I've spent most of my adult life kind of working for rights for everyday working people. Go to Tallahassee and talk to lawmakers about issues that affect working people. Talk to the city commission about it. And it hadn't really got heavily into city politics until last year with the meal limits. The more I've dealt with the city, the more I've come to find, like, I don't think there's a really strong voice for issues that affect everyday working people in this town. It's not a background, or it's not a perspective that's offered up there. I think it's a voice that's sorely needed on the commission. So I've spent most of my life doing that. I look around town, and to me, the biggest issue facing Gainesville, by far, is the lack of good jobs and the poverty levels here. You know, the 5th worst wealth disparity in the country, our poverty rates over 30%, 1 in 6 families is living in poverty. As long as that is hanging over our city, any other problem we have is going to be caused or complicated by just the poverty that's been around the city's neck for a long time. I think that's where we really need to focus our efforts, and I think that there's things we as a city can do to make sure that there's living wage jobs, that people have some opportunity to work themselves out of this. But until that becomes the focus of the city, until we fix that problem, I don't think we're going to have very much success fixing any other problems. So I'm running to try and bring better jobs to Gainesville, bring more opportunities to people. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ms. Lutz.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so glad to see you here because one of the reasons I'm running is because of the apathy of the Gainesville population. When, I'm going to give everybody credit, only 25% vote. I'm still trying to find out why the other 75 don't care. Because I'm an international flight attendant who's been all over the world, and the right to vote is an incredible right. We have people out there today fighting for that right. And I just would love for you to join me in getting more people to vote. And hopefully with 8 candidates in my race and 3 in the other, we can stir up some interest. I'm born and raised Floridian. I went to school at the University of Florida in 1963 to 1967, and then I came back in 1999. Since then, my mother's moved here, my sister and my brother-in-law, who is here, have joined me. I live on 24th Street. Probably one of the coolest streets in the city of Gainesville. I call it Duck Pond West. We have 5 ducks. In fact, we've got 2 new ducks. But it's just a microcosm of what old Florida is like. I'm from South Florida, but the beauty of the trees, the animals, the hawks, everything that we see is just incredible. And I want you to know that I believe in 4 things. I believe in my community, and I believe in communicating with my community. I will bring common sense to the decisions that I make. And by doing that, it will come from a consensus of all the citizens. I do not believe in labels. I think labels have gotten us into trouble. I think labels have caused the division of our communities, all from the federal on down. I don't believe in left, right. I believe in just moving forward. I want us to make great decisions. So please, vote for Donna Lutz, a new way and a new day. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Appel?
Thank you. Thank you all for being here this evening. I'm hoping all you're smiling.